So, Kate, we're talking to you at your parents' house. And one of the joys of being on tour is that you do get to stay with friends or family or...
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's great because we've been rehearsing here for 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. Yeah. And so I get to spend time with my parents, which is good on one hand. And then on the other, you know, I sort of find myself reverting back to being a stroppy teenager. You know, she's not good at all.
That's life, isn't it? Perhaps it's
absolutely
fodder for a good JB Priestley play.
Yes, indeed. But it's been great. It's been great.
Now, we're talking to you because you're on tour in When We Are Married.
Indeed.
It's a play by JB Priestley, of course.
It is.
Famous playwright. His most famous play might be, what, Inspector
Calls? Inspector Calls,
yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
I would think it's Inspector Calls. And he didn't do too many comedies. So really, to do this is fantastic. You know, it's one of his brilliant plays. And I sort of think of it as an Inspector Calls with comedy.
Right.
Because you have the twists and the turns and the depth. But, you know, you have a huge amount of comedy in it. Very clever, witty comedy.
Yeah, very, I was going to say an intelligent writer. He was very influential, JB Priestley, wasn't he? In the psyche of pre- and post-war Britain.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was one of the few writers, certainly of pre-war Britain, that actually didn't write just, you know, feel-good propaganda type sort of plays. He still stuck to his guns and wrote witty, intelligent pieces, which I thought was very brave, really, at the time. Yes, you know, to write something like this in 1938 is quite unusual.
So I was thinking before, do you think he would have thought, given 2016, that we'd be talking about When We Are Married?
I'm not sure. I doubt it very much. I doubt it. I don't know. I can't imagine what playwrights think when they write it.
It's almost 100 years.
It is. I mean, it's set in 1908. Yeah. And yes, I can't imagine what he thought. The really strange thing is that I have some friends who actually live in JB Priestley's house where he wrote the play.
That's a bit spooky.
It's really spooky. So when Barrie phoned me and said, I'm doing When We Are Married, what do you think? And I'd literally just been to their house and they were showing me the library that they'd had redone as it was when he wrote it. And I said, I've got to do it. Obviously, it's a sign.
It's a
sign from above,
from him, direct.
Direct to me.
Yes, you've got some of your old pals in the production. Big cast, it looks.
Huge, which is really rare for touring theatre for today.
Yeah.
Because, you know, obviously the expense. But we have 14 actors. And that's without the technicals and... Yeah, it's huge. We're like a mass. We move as a mass, like a small village on tour.
Circus.
It is. Indeed.
Now, people will know you from the telly.
Yes.
Telly or theatre, or both, or what's your thing? What really gets your turbines?
Do you know what? Everybody says that, and actually, I love all aspects of it, and I think it's really hard to compare because they're so different.
And yet, you know. One might think, I mean, I suspect everyone knows that when you're in a soap, the sheer workload and turning out the hours of drama, it must be difficult, even if you don't know what goes into it. But with theatre, it's a whole different discipline, isn't it? I mean, it's about staying well, it's about sleeping, it's about living in strange beds.
All of that. It's very, very strange. It's because with television also, it's immediate. You record, you film, it's gone. And you use a different part of your brain when you're working in television because you use your short-term memory. So you learn a scene and you record it and it's gone. And if somebody asked you to re-record 2 days later, you'd have to relearn it.
It's fascinating, isn't it? It's just goes.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's literally wiped from your memory. Where with theatre, you're using your long-term memory. So you have to sort of retrain yourself on how to learn it. It's very, very peculiar.
You're almost with each performance finessing. You know, you're recreating, but you're trying to do it in a spontaneous way. But you're also finessing, I suppose, and sometimes with a comedy. Do you ever do that thing where you come off stage and you think, how did I put the inflection tonight? Because I've got twice the laugh. What did I do?
Oh, yes. And you try and remember it. You go, oh my goodness, I must remember that and do it again tomorrow. Yeah. But we always call the audience the extra member of the company. So if there's 14 in the company, we've got 15, because they're going to be different every night as we are.
Yes.
And you have to respond. So it's always a different performance.
I've never heard it described like that, but that's exactly right, isn't it?
Yeah, they're always the extra member of the company.
They are present, and they are part of the performance.
Definitely, hugely. And you have to acknowledge them and listen to them as you do to your fellow actors.
Interesting.
So it's absolutely fascinating.
Well, so it's a comedy.
It
and the premise, I was reading it, it sounds absolutely hysterical about a couple who thought they were married but apparently weren't.
All three of them, in fact. All
right.
three of them think they're celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary, and they're not.
Okay.
And then there's all the twists and turns. And, of course, it's all about their relationships when they find out they're not married. And, well, actually, we're not married anymore. What does that mean? You know, some of them are elated that they're not married anymore. And then others are hugely upset and, you know, worried. And, oh, my goodness. So it's a really interesting piece to play.
I do. We were talking about JB Priestley and what an important voice he was in politics, and also, you know, through his writing. It's amazing output he had. I wonder now how you see writing in today's climate. I saw an interview on Andrew Marr on the weekend. Did you see Alex Stott?
No, I didn't, but I heard about it.
He commented on, if you wanted to be an actor today, perhaps the best thing to do would be to spend 27 hours in the gym and 1 hour with your drama coach. How do you feel about? I mean, it is a celebrity. I mean, for goodness sake, we're looking at a reality star possibly being in the White House. I mean, it's a celebrity world we live in.
That sort of it sums it up. I think I think it's changed hugely. I think drama, I think theatre, television has changed dramatically. I think it's changed because it's run by financiers now. You know, everything is run by accountants. You have to have deadlines, you know, as you do in a office job, really, especially television. Yes. It's very, very much down to the penny, you know.
Spreadsheet.
Yeah, it is, and it's getting the most amount of work done in the shortest amount of time for the smallest amount of money. You know, you don't rehearse anymore for television. You go on, you point the camera, and you say, okay, the camera's going to be there, and there, and you shoot it, and that's it. Theatre is still different. Theatre is still very much old school. You have the rehearsals, you have the connection with other people, with actors, with the writers, if they're not dead, as they are in my case this time. But, you know, there's a lot more. I think it's much more traditional. I think the writing today is as fascinating as it was. I still think we have brilliant writers here. I still think we have brilliant television writers. I don't think they're necessarily allowed to produce what they want to produce because of the money aspect, and I think that's the shame. You know, I think it is celebrity. We know it is. You know, there's a huge, you turn on the television and there's cooking shows, celebrity jungles and bake-offs and everything, and I love them. You know, I'm not knocking them.
Don't you love the bake-off?
I love the bake-off. I'm obsessed with the bake-off.
Me too.
And I can't cook. Oh, something's important. I can't even cook, and I'm obsessed with it. But I have to say, it is what it is. It is, you know, that's what television is now, and you have to go with it. Yeah. You have to roll with it, and if you don't like it, then don't be an actor. Yeah. But, you know, you can't whinge about it. You either get on with it and find other aspects to do, or you don't do it.
Well, it sounds like you're getting on with it beautifully, and with your tour. You're going through until
December the 10th, we end in Halifax.
So I would recommend to everyone interested to go on the website.
Yes, go on the website, Northern Broadsides, and look at the dates. We're going to Cheltenham, Kingston, so we're coming up to London, which is great because it means I can actually go home and reacquaint myself with my children. Where else are we going? Bury St Edmunds, Stoke-on-Trent, all over.
I wish you all the very best, and I hope I get the opportunity to see the play. Very much.
Yes, I do. I hope you come along and see it. I hope you enjoy it.